All right, the latest debate, the FX3 or the FX30. A lot of people are asking which one is the better buy. I've actually bought one of them, and I'm going to share the reasons why I chose one over the other. Let's get into it. All right, so I've watched a ton of videos on YouTube about the FX3 and the FX30 and trying to decide which one would be the better camera for me. The reasons I'm even in the market for another camera is because I'm trying to look for a solid B camera option that's gonna go well with my A7S3. So I have a lot of talking head interview type shoots where I have an A camera setup and I have a B camera setup to the side, just kind of capture those two different angles. So I'm looking for a camera that's gonna match really well with my A7S3. So the choices I'm faced with right now is either buy another A7S3, upgrade to the FX3, or downgrade and save a little bit of money and get the FX30. Now, if that was the only reason I was in the market of getting another camera, it was just because of that second B camera angle, then the FX30 would pretty much be the obvious choice because it comes in at about $2,000 cheaper and I can save a lot of money going that route. And that's what makes the FX30 a very intriguing camera, but I ultimately went with the FX3, and here's why. First off, I quickly ruled out getting another A7S3 just because I was looking for something a little different in terms of the overall body from a design and functionality standpoint. And honestly, jumping into the cinema line is a little bit intriguing for me. Now I say cinema line because it's a part of Sony's cinema line, but it's far from being a legit cinema camera for a lot of different reasons. We're not going to go into those in this video, but you guys know what I mean. There's a bunch of things that this camera is lacking for me to kind of name it to be an official cinema camera. Number one being the internal NDs that it does not have, but that's a different topic for a different video. But overall, I love the look, I love the feel of this thing, and it has a bunch of welcome upgrades over the A7S3 that I really appreciate. Now, one of those things is being the tally lights. Having the tally lights is a huge deal to me because basically you're able to look at this camera from all different type of angles and just know off bat that it's recording. I also really love the button layout and how they added the iris button, ISO button, and shutter speed button so you can lock off those things when you're shooting so you don't accidentally hit something and change a shutter speed or change your ISO, because there have been some times that I've been shooting and I look down my ISOs at something crazy like 16,000 or some crazy number like that. You know, other things I love is the built-in fan, so you don't have a problem with this thing overheating. The zoom rocker button that used to be the on-off switch, now it's just programmed not to be a clear image zoom, so I can use my prime lenses and still punch in on the center a little bit. That's also very welcome. I love that functionality. I also love the button layouts and how everything is labeled, you know, just kind of looking at things at a glance and know exactly what you're pushing and what things are. I love the button layout on this thing so much that I actually went and reprogrammed my A7S3 to have the exact same button layout. So when I'm switching in between the two, just, you know kind of where everything is, and I can just easily kind of navigate the camera as quickly and easily as possible. Now the FX30 pretty much has all those things that I just mentioned, along with the same color science, same functionality, same image quality, same codec, so on and so forth. So why did I ultimately go with the FX3 over the FX30? Now I know most people think because the FX30 is a Super 35 camera and the FX3 is a full frame, but that's not the reason. I actually feel like there's a lot of benefits of having a crop sensor camera to go along with my A7S3, because having that makes all of your prime lenses become that much more versatile. For example, if I throw a 14mm on my full frame camera and then I throw that exact same lens on a Super 35 camera, I'm now getting something that's equivalent to like a 24 or a 28mm, whatever that math is with the 1.5 times crop. You guys do the math, I don't necessarily know what that is, but it just makes it that much more versatile. Now the main and only reason really why I chose the FX3 over the 30 is the low light capabilities. From everything that I've seen and read online, the FX30 doesn't perform as well as the FX3. Obviously, because one is a full sensor, the other one's a crop sensor, because you're gonna have a little bit of a low light compromise when going with the FX30 over the full frame camera. Especially for me being already spoiled with my A7S3, being able to shoot in low light with absolutely no problem at all, especially when you're pairing this thing with prime lenses that are really fast. And the reason that the low light capabilities is really important to me because I'm someone that's starting to shoot a lot more weddings. So when it comes to reception time and the lights start to get low, I can pick up either camera and basically get the same exact image quality because these two cameras are absolute beasts in low light. So I can have one camera sitting on a gimbal, and I can have one camera handheld, and I can switch between the two. Or if I have a second shooter with me at the event, I can give them one camera and have them go around shooting some stuff that I might have missed. And later on, all the footage and everything would be very, very much identical and not having a ton of noise in the footage where it pretty much makes it unusable. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The low light capabilities of the fx3 over the fx30 pretty much justifies the reasons why I went with the higher price point and paid the extra $2,000 to get the fx3. But you know, your situation may be different. If the low light capabilities really isn't all that important for you and you just need a really decent camera to help you capture really, really good image quality, then the fx30 would be a solid option in my opinion. You know, I also think that it's really dope that Sony even came out with the fx30 and something that's really budget friendly for a lot of people to enter into that cinema line, especially for you casual creators out there that are just looking for a camera that captures really, really good image quality and not necessarily break the bank. But that's been the video. Let me know what you guys think. Is my rationale legit in spending the $2K, or did I completely miss the ball and just basically waste $2,000? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts, so get at me in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. And with that, video's done. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I've been all in my bag. You been all in my business. You be all in your feelings. I've been all in them trenches. I've been all in my bag.